Floor is yours.
Picture this. You wake up at 6 in the morning, start getting ready for school, do your thing, hop in the shower, brush your teeth, eat breakfast, get dressed, and you're on your way to school. You arrive at school, and you try and retain as much info as you can. There are 5 to 6 class blocks that you have. Try and stay awake. I know some of us have a hard time doing that. But like I said, we just try and retain as much info as we can. And then at the end of the day, you leave school to go to an extracurricular event. Say it be baseball, golf, soccer, even FFA or some other activities like that. You leave for an activity that's in Columbia. That activity doesn't start till 6:30, 7. So you find yourself in an activity 2 hours away from home. You're like, dang, I'm not gonna get home till 10:30, 11. It's gonna be a late night. So you do your activity, you come home, hop in the shower, and you're in bed at 11. You're in bed just long enough to realize that you have an assignment due that night at 11:59. So you roll out of bed, grab your schoolwork, and you complete it. Now, just by a quick show of hands, how many of us have experienced something like that?
All of you.
About all of us. Now, I believe that students who are involved in extracurriculars like that shouldn't have to deal with homework every night and the added stress that they already take on by being an avid or an active student inside their high school. Now, a little bit of history on homework. A lot of people think that it's just been a part of schools and, as long as there's been schools, there's been homework, but actually that hasn't been the case. In the late 1800s and the early 1900s, there were a lot of movements to get schools to not give homework, and a lot of schools agreed to that because students back then actually went on to get a higher education. They took their high school diploma and ran with it and got a job wherever they could. So they didn't think that homework was very necessary, and they also had jobs or other chores that they needed to take care of. I include that just so that you guys realize that homework hasn't been, hundreds of years old, but it's actually a recent thing in American history. A couple of the perceived benefits of homework. Western Governors University article states that research from a Duke professor says that there is a correlation between completing homework and academic success. He said that for every 10 minutes of a grade, so like say first graders, they get 10 minutes of homework, second graders 20 minutes, and so on and so forth. So he's saying that us as seniors, and those of you as juniors, should get close to 2 hours of homework a night. And the important part in that little fact is that correlation is not proof. It is simply just a finding that that he found. The University of the People released an article which gave possible benefits of homework. 1, it encourages practice. 2, it gets parents involved. 3, it encourages time management. And 4, it reduces screen time. And then to get on to the main point of my speech is the overwhelming negatives. On the Harvard website, the Graduate School of Education, they posted an article that said it is not an educational benefit argument. So they're not saying that homework isn't beneficial to the education of kids, but it's a time argument. So they're saying that homework doesn't allow for kids to do the things that they wish and develop, like by interacting with their parents or interacting with the friends that they have. Healthline.com quoted a Stanford University study that found that high school students experience more stress, physical health problems, and a lack of socialization due to homework. So if you can't see the problem in that, it's pretty simple that kids aren't getting the interaction that they need, and they're actually facing negative health side effects due to this homework, when in reality it's not really improving their academic success at all. Main homework, the main ages that get homework is probably from middle school to high school. K through 5, you get a little bit of homework there and every now and then. But the main problem I'm talking about is with middle school and high school. And at those ages, kids are developing, they want to hang out with friends, they want to play video games, they want to play sports. And so for those vital stages in development, they're stuck at home with a couple hours of homework each night. And by the time they're done, it's already time to eat dinner and go to bed. An adult work week is 40 hours, the typical 9 to 5 days a week is 40 hours. Us as students just go to school for 7 hours, making that a 35-hour week, but that's not including all the extracurriculars and other activities that we have, which puts our work week at almost 55 hours for some of us because of the time we spend through other activities. And that's not including homework. Simply put, most homework serves little to no purpose when we could be putting our time into other activities that could benefit us greatly and put us in a better position to succeed later in life. Students are impacted negatively for small 15-point assignments that really are just busy work that teachers give because they feel like they have to. And if every teacher were to give a student 10 to 15 minute assignment, they don't realize that can add up to close to 2 hours. They think that, why is this kid and why can't he just get a 10 to 15 minute assignment done, but they don't realize that they have a 2.5 hour sports practice after, and they have to go home and they have to interact with their parents, or maybe they want to talk to their friends. So the 10 to 15 minute assignment can turn into 2 hours of homework if combined with all the other classes that student takes. And back to that Stanford study I said that homework negatively impacts a student's health. They surveyed 4,500 students in the California suburbs, and less than 1% of students there said that homework was not a stressor in their everyday lives. So 99% of kids thought that they had added stress into their lives because of the homework that teachers give them. And 70% in that study said that they were constantly stressed over schoolwork. So not maybe once a month or maybe once every other week, it was an every night stress that they had to take on. So I think I speak for us all when I say that homework has not benefited us and has only kept us awake at 11:59 when all we wanted was a good night's sleep.